to the Chrissy B Show, and on today's programme we'll be speaking to actress Christina Linda about her journey moving from Finland to London and the challenges she's faced. We'll also find out what the New Year resolutions members of the public have actually managed to keep, and Chris Brown will be talking about how we can keep our eyes on our goals. We also have singer-songwriter Joanna McGowan talking about her career, and she'll also be performing her song Joy along with her band members a bit later on, and I'll be answering a question from a viewer. But first of all, let's say hello to Ian and Helena. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Well, we're challenged tonight.
Yes, I have to say we are all challenged because three of us have flu. Snibbles. So does Christina. I don't know. Do you have as well, Joanna? Do you have? No, she's good. All right, Chris and Joanna are fine.
We're slightly wibbly.
So we're going to try as best we can.
So if we sneeze during the show, folks, it's
yeah. We'll try and do our best anyway. But just before we go to the news, I'd just like to just get your comment on this as well, because we did post up on our Facebook page. What do you do? How do you react when someone puts you down? So we're going to be speaking to Christina later because she faced quite a few challenges in her career.
Gotcha.
So we kind of put that question out there to the public, and we got a few responses. Angela says that her desire is revenge, but she said, as a Christian, I've learned to take a deep breath and forgive. We have Christina who says, I never retaliate, but I distance myself from that person. I don't need negative people in my life. And Tony says, I give as good as I get. If someone wants to put me down, they should expect a mouthful back. So how do you react when someone puts you down? What would you guys say about that?
I would say I will always listen. I'd always listen.
Really? When someone's having a go
well,
at you?
No, not. It depends. If someone's putting you down, are they shouting at you? Are they... How would you say
no,
putting down?
Maybe
or
just
saying
like
a few...
saying snide comments and stuff. And
I would...
Trying to discourage you.
I would definitely stick up for myself. I think it's about self-worth and giving what you think is right. Yeah. And obviously I wouldn't give too much time to that person. I would distance myself because they're obviously taking your energy.
Yeah.
So
it's true. How about you?
Do.
I use sound bites. I'm the king of the killer sound bites, you know. And I mean, it just gives me a very quick story. Years ago, many years ago, I was rushing into the Savoy one day, and this is when I was a celebrity photographer, cameras around my neck. And I run into the Savoy, and at the bar is a very famous American actor. And I come in and I'm sort of looking around, and he shouts over to me, says, I hope you aren't looking for me.
You've got to tell us who it is, Ian.
I can't tell you who it is. But, so I said, who are you? And the whole bar.
Nice one, Ian.
This guy.
I have to remember that one.
I know. I use that one.
Oh,
very quick,
it was the perfect. I'll teach you, so. You know, I think, you know, with anything like this, humour is probably the best policy for actually sort of diverting or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, you know, you get sort of some people, you know, who think. Do you know? I think that I've worked with all sorts of celebrities, and I've worked with sort of young celebrities who thought they've made it. But the very best celebrities I ever worked with were the huge stars, because they recognised the significance of what we were doing.
Yeah. I think celebrity and things like that don't come into it. You know, people are people, and sometimes people are not coming from a good place. And if they're not coming from a good place, they're going to give out, you know, what they're feeling. And
see, it depends with me. If it's like a friend, that it's not sort of them, it's not really them, they don't normally do things like that, then I would confront them and I would say something. But if it's someone that I don't know much, or, you know, not part of my life, I would just distance myself anyway. It's not.
Definitely.
What's the point of getting upset about things? Just got to carry on, because you're always going to get people that dislike you, that don't know what you're doing. Yeah. I know people that get really upset if they get like a dislike on YouTube or something, like they get so upset, but that comes with the territory.
Right.
Oh, gotcha.
Isn't it?
Absolutely.
You know, as I say, I think you know, humour is the best policy.
Yeah.
You know, and just to sort of snap it.
Will you tell me who the actor was later?
I'll tell you who the actor was.
Remind me, please. I'll tell you guys.
You're going to divulge it.
So go on, what's in the news?
Oh, there's lots.
We sound terrible, don't we?
Okay. Nasally and
a lot of royal news at the moment.
There's loads of royal news.
Buckingham Palace is on fire.
Some say not so great, but anyway, start with something which is mild. So Camilla Parker Bowles, she helped plant the wedding cake tree This was for Kate and William's wedding in 2011 for 29th
Wedding
of April.
cake tree.
It's called a wedding cake tree. Have you seen it? They're beautiful.
No.
It's a deciduous tree, and it literally is like a horizontal, that's that way, yeah. Horizontal tiers.
Should we
so
say
it looks
was?
like.
Oh.
Was?
Yeah, well, no, they
How
are,
happened?
but it was
Someone's stolen
unfortunately
it.
stolen. It was a 6-foot tree, and it was
6-foot tree stolen.
It was stolen, yeah, it was planted in a local church in Gloucestershire, and it was stolen, which is a shame.
Oh,
but one is
no.
going to be replanted, because obviously it's got a lot of meaning behind it, because it was for Kate and Wills.
Yeah.
Such a shame, such a beautiful tree. I mean, what makes people do it?
Oh.
Is it
And
money?
how do they do it as well? You know, I mean, bearing in mind this is in a secure location.
There's obviously no camera.
It was an inside job, yeah. That's right.
Don't look at me, Chrissy. Just because I've got a Christmas tree that size and that shape in my bedroom.
I didn't know about these trees, and they're beautiful,
Yeah.
absolutely stunning. But yeah, no, that's funny. It's
Oh.
funny in a way.
Sad,
You know,
sad
it's
and
a
funny.
tree. It's
Okay.
a tree. It's a tree.
And,
So,
and,
yeah,
and
there's
there's
lots
lots
of
of, oh God, Buckingham Palace is on fire at the moment. There's all
Yeah.
sorts of things still
There
happening.
is.
Some things we can talk about, some things we can't really talk about for legal reasons at the moment. But it seems to be, I've never seen it. It's like Mount Vesuvius at the moment. It's just about to erupt again, I think. You know, there's so many things going on. But one of the latest things is there's this huge row going on between the BBC and Prince Charles. They've done a documentary, part of it allegedly in that documentary. I used the word allegedly.
So it's called Reinventing the Royals, and it should have been aired, but it's been pulled off.
Oh.
Yeah.
It probably will be aired, but they've got to go over all the things that have been done wrong. I mean, there's bits and pieces that have happened, and it's caused fights, and
Oh dear.
a lot of it's actually, in fact, to do with Prince Charles, isn't it?
Prince Charles and Prince William, and one of the things that's been pulled apparently is a story that Prince William was very upset when he was forced to meet Camilla for the first time. You know, there's a lot of intrigue. You know, this year I think is going to be a very, very different year for the royal family in all sorts of ways. You know, there are things pending now that are really starting to sort of
Kick off.
cause them serious problems. But obviously then there's the baby that we're looking forward to in April coming, and obviously the Queen in September will be the longest ever serving monarch. So there's this
Lots of
cacophony of
excitement.
so many different things of the royal
It's
family.
very colourful.
Do you know, it's Christina Kyriakou is Prince Charles' personal advisor. I just thought I'd mention it. It's just a bit of a Greek touch. I was quite excited about it anyway.
Should we do a high five at this point?
Yeah, woo! Oh, so it's madness. Something I think was really lovely as well. There's an artist called Noel Cruz, and he's a portrait artist. But what he's done, it's very clever for anybody who wants to earn a bit of money on eBay or whatever. He paints dolls of famous people. So there's Kate Middleton, there's Princess Diana, and they are amazing. They're beautiful. But I was trying to work out how he gets around copyright and different things, but you have to purchase the doll, which is a blank face, and then he paints absolutely intricate and sells them for, I think, over 3,500.
Really?
So it's
want one
a
anymore.
lot of money. Maybe he'll do one for
maybe do
you.
it free.
Yeah, so I mean, beautiful. Wish we had some pictures to show because they're amazing.
Oh, wow.
Really, really good.
Okay.
So-
And then there's a new play coming into the West End shortly now. Again, another very contentious issue for the royal family. It's like a boomerang effect this year already. And it originally...
Say it as it is.
Yeah, originally it was
quite simple.
when the storyline that was put out was that James Hewitt knew Princess Diana before the birth of Harry. And it's always been said, and in fact Hewitt has allegedly said, and I said the word allegedly again, that you know he knew Princess Diana before the birth of Prince Harry. So there's
I tell you what, James
Implying
Hewitt
that-
is not.
Implying
he
that-
is not Prince Harry's father. I think Prince Harry.
Turning to be a
Prince Harry,
soap opera today.
Prince Harry is the double of his father. I really do think. But there's yeah.
So,
I do
so
think.
there's all
Not
these
the hair, no, but
alleged
that's
stories
different.
going on around.
But
think we've run out of time.
No.
Have we run out of time? No, we've got a minute.
Okay. So Justin Bieber, let's do it. You can't have a show. I know that before Christmas, you were talking about Justin Bieber. Where's he gone?
The Justin Bieber
It's now
season
like
tickets
the
arrived back.
face of Calvin Klein, which is complete. Please, it's just how I felt. But madness. I mean, he's been completely over airbrushed, so he's been made to look so beefy and muscly, which is not.
Maybe he's been working out, Eleanor.
No, he hasn't. Because there was some screen grabs.
Allegedly.
No, he always works out. But he was with Lara Stone, David Walliams, wife in that. So it was quite interesting. So that's what he's doing. So they're obviously building his status back up. I'd like to say more.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you, Chrissy.
And we'll see you again next time on the show.
Indeed.
Alrighty, so do stay tuned because after the break, I'll be speaking to Christina Linder about her journey as an actress and singer.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happiest side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to the show. Now, before we get to Christina, let's take a look at what some of you had to say about your New Year resolutions and what you've managed to keep and what you haven't.
It'll have something to do with the grandchildren, so I'd like to entertain them and amuse them, but I'd also like to teach them something if I can.
I did make a New Year's resolution once, and it was to stop smoking, and I succeeded.
Yes, I'm here because I'm studying history of art, and my idea is visit all these museums and finding something for my researching studies.
Start exercising. Make a failure every year. So I haven't exercised for the last 10 years now.
I haven't really thought about it yet. Probably not.
Well, it's about losing weight and getting more healthy, and I didn't keep it so far, no. And I make the same promise every year, unfortunately.
I did one in Millennium. Stop smoking.
Did you manage to keep... You kept it? Oh, fantastic. Have you ever made a New Year's resolution other than smoking and kept it?
Well, there's always like the keep fit, keep healthy kind of thing, get a gym membership and then fail to go to the gym more than twice in the first month, and yeah, I've done that, but yeah.
And did you make any New Year's resolutions last year?
Don't think so. My memory's not terribly good. I can't remember.
So then you wouldn't know if you broke them or not, would you?
No, it's a great ploy, you see. If you've got a failing memory, you can be very selective about what you decide to do.
So Paddington, what are your New Year's resolutions? No more marmalade sandwiches, you say? That's a very tough resolution. Do you think you can keep it? Well, I wish you all the best with that. Bye.
Alrighty, so now I'm joined by the lovely Christina Linder. Hello, Christina.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
So you're originally from Finland?
From Finland and Sweden.
Yeah. Okay, so when did you actually decide to come to the UK then?
I came here in 2000 because I got into a drama school, Drama Centre London.
Was that always your dream then, to do acting? And
it was on and off, yes. It was my dream, and then I tried to get into a school in Finland and nearly got in, didn't pass the last stage of the auditions, got fed up, tried something else, and then eventually decided, no, that's what I want to do.
So when you say you tried something else, something completely different, not with acting or performing?
Yes, I was always performing. I never stopped really, but I also studied in the university, and yes.
What was it like though, coming to a new country then, to sort of, even though you're following a dream, but it must have been pretty scary moving somewhere else. What was that like for you?
Well, you know, in your early 20s, you're not that scared of things, so you just go for it. Well, that's what I was like. I was very adventurous. But yes, of course, it was a new culture. The mentality was different. I thought my English was fantastic. which I later discovered maybe wasn't. But I missed all the jokes, basically.
Oh, yeah.
In class, I remember I was in Drama Centre London, people were telling jokes, and the English humour is very quick, very dry, and suddenly the whole class would erupt in laughter, and I would go, what happened? What happened?
Actually, I was born here, and sometimes I don't understand the jokes, so don't worry about it.
So yeah, it took a while to get used to it.
Okay, so then you did your course and everything here. What did you do after that? Did you get into acting straight away after that?
Yes, I was very lucky because I got a job in Sweden, so I moved back to Stockholm for some time. Yeah.
But did you get used to it over here though? Did you like it?
I did get used to it. So once I was offered a job in theatre in London again, I decided to come back because it just felt like home.
Oh. So tell us about some of the things that you've done with acting and singing actually.
I've been doing television. I was in a BBC TV series called 15 Stories High. I'm currently working on a feature film, which is an international production.
Wow.
And
that must be exciting.
It's very, very exciting. And lots of films, voiceovers, theatre. I've been singing jazz as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, like in acting, and I've heard from other people in the industry as well, they say it can be pretty tough sometimes, especially when you're not picked for certain roles that maybe you want to do. What's that like? I mean, do you normally get the things that you go for, or would you say that it's kind of 50-50? How is it for you?
There is so much rejection.
Wow,
so many auditions, and it feels like, sometimes it feels like I will never get a job. Sometimes you go to an audition after an audition and nothing comes up, and it feels like am I supposed to be doing this? And then you get a job and you think, oh, that was easy. So it's so unpredictable, but it can be very, very hard and very straining to take that and not to take it personally.
But how do you keep your mind positive then? Because obviously for someone that, it's your dream to do this, and then to have so much rejection. All right, I know you get the positive stuff as well and you get the jobs through, but how do you cope mentally with rejection? Although I wouldn't call it rejection, maybe it was just like, maybe not right for that particular role.
Yeah, exactly, with just having a no. Because it can be really hard to get a no one after the other. And I would say I didn't cope with it for a long time. I wasn't able to cope with it. It was very, very hard. For many years I was fighting a lot of depression because you just didn't feel valued. And it was a long journey to get to the point where I actually realized that it doesn't decrease my value if I don't get the job. So the first step was just being honest and say, okay, this hurts. This is really hard, and I think I deserve the part, but for some reason I didn't get it. The next step that really kind of liberated me totally was my faith, because if you just put your value in what you're doing or your career, it will disappoint you. And if you just think that if I get that job, I'm worth something, and you don't get it, then you have nothing to fall back on.
Nothing to fall back on,
yeah. And I was so scared of this kind of so-called nothingness that I felt. I was so scared of just not being something, not achieving that dream that I was after so desperately. And then finally I always had a faith, but when I started deepening it, and really, when I found a courage to just pray to God and say, God, I believe that you have a path for me. And when I kind of just had the courage to accept that I am loved, no matter what, that just freed me totally.
And that's the thing, because when people pin all their hopes and dreams, not even on a career, sometimes it's on another person, and when that person leaves or when that person dies, for example, it's like their whole world crumbles because they've just based everything and all their heart and emotions and everything in that thing. It could be anything, really.
Exactly.
Couldn't it? Yeah.
And I think that we're all seeking some kind of fulfillment through something. And it's not just acting, not just art, but we all seek it through different paths. And I think it's so important to find that path that really settles you and makes you just feel that no matter what happens around you, it's okay, you're okay. Yeah. You're still meant to be exactly who you are, the way that you were created. And
so that must give you a lot of confidence in yourself as well, would you say?
It gives me peace. And maybe peace is confidence.
Yeah. Well, you look happy, that's the main thing, that's good.
Thank you.
So what about your future then, Christina? What is it that you're hoping to do? What's your biggest dream, say, when it comes to your acting or singing? What would you say you concentrate more on, your acting or your singing? What do you
both. I do have an incredible passion for acting because it's a place where the possibilities are endless. There are no limits. It's a place of magic when you start creating and you don't know what's going to happen.
Dream role?
Dream role. I think I have my dream role coming up.
Yeah? Oh,
yes.
Can you tell us a bit more? Or is it a bit secret at the moment?
It's a bit secret at the moment,
all right.
Yes. But yes, I think I'm kind of on that path of what I always felt that I was kind of called for.
Okay.
And I love the acting, but also just finding myself and finding my faith, and through that being able to help people. No matter if it is through acting, through doing a role that kind of captivates somebody or helps somebody in their struggle, or by just listening to somebody for a little moment, or just saying a prayer for somebody and just helping them find relief for just that one little moment.
That's great. We have to leave it there. We've run out of time.
Oh,
Christina,
wow,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
I can't wait to hear
me.
about this role. That you've got to keep in touch with us and let us know how it's going.
I will.
Then you can come back and talk to us about it.
Okay, that's a deal.
Okay, is that a deal?
That's
all right,
a deal.
lovely speaking. Thank you so much and all the best for everything
Thank
you're
you.
doing. All right, do stay tuned because after the break, I'll be talking to Chris Brown in the Self-Development Clinic, and he'll be telling us all about how to keep your eyes on your goals.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to the show. So we're now in the Self-Development Clinic with Coach Chris Brown.
Remember me, Coach Chris
How
Brown.
are you?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you doing yourself?
I'm very well, thank you.
Great show today.
Yes,
guest.
I know, it's
Brilliant,
good, isn't
it?
Right, it's going to get better as well because we've got the Self-Development Clinic and you're going to be telling us all about how to keep our
New Year's
goals.
resolutions and goals, hitting those points. You know?
All right, but shall we answer a question from a viewer first?
Sure, let's go for it.
Okay, then, so this person says, "Hi Chrissy, I'm having a really hard time at home as it's such a tense atmosphere as I don't get on with my dad. Although he tries to speak to me, everything he says irritates me and I just don't like being around him. If I could, I would move out, but I can't at the moment. I don't know what to do. What would Chrissy do?" Okay, so first of all, I mean, there's not much information here to sort of really gauge what's going on at home, but the first question I would ask you, has anything actually happened to make you feel this way? I don't know your age either, if I kind of say like when some teenagers, they kind of...
Puberty, change.
Yeah, they change and it's,
Teenage
sometimes
stuff.
it's hormones and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But I mean, it sounds, the way you're speaking, it sounds like you're really like upset with your dad for some reason. So first of all, what is the issue? Has anything happened between the two of you? Or are these just feelings that have just come up? You know, because I was speaking to a young woman recently and she hates her dad. But there was a root behind it because what happened when she opened up to me about it, his friend had actually abused her when she was younger, and then when she told him, he didn't believe her. So, and he still he still sees the friend. So obviously there was a root there that she doesn't get on with her dad. She hates him. She doesn't want to be near him. There's a that she had a reason to feel that way, even though it was a negative negative feeling. So what has anything happened first of all? And if it has, if something's happened in the past or he's done something to upset you, I would sit down and speak to him about it first, because there's no point in living in the same house and still having these feelings, because obviously there's other family members there. It's causing quite a negative atmosphere at home. So speak to him about it. And if you say, look, I don't know what it is, you know, nothing's happened, I would say you have to, you know, you're in control of your behavior and you're in control of your mind. So I would say start to appreciate him as your dad. You know, everyone has mistakes. Yes, parents can be very irritating sometimes, annoying, but you know, you have to accept people's mistakes because you have them too. So there's certain things that you just have to let go over your head and don't worry about it. Just see that he's another human being, he has his mistakes, and accept him as your dad. And I think you need to find some kind of middle ground with him. And one question I would ask you, if nothing has happened and you know there's no issues from the past, how would you feel if he were gone tomorrow? And I know it's a sort of a horrible thing to think about, but how would you feel as a daughter? Because, you know, if something happened, God forbid, if something happened to him and he wasn't around anymore, how would you feel? So that should probably kind of make you snap out of it and say, well, look, he is my dad. I don't know why I feel this way towards him, but I'm going to try and sort it out with him because, you know, it's such a... You know, I lost my dad last year, and like it's a waste basically for people to have a father there and then not get along for no reason maybe. Yeah. So I would say definitely speak to him and change your way of thinking and try and appreciate your dad because he does love you. You said in your email that he is making an effort. He tries to speak to you. So just sit down and sort things out with him. And if for any reason you can't, I would suggest get maybe some counselling, some family counselling if it's, you know, things are really bad. So I hope that's helped. And if you'd like to email me a question, you'd like to know what I would do in your situation, you can email me on chris@chrissybshow.tv. Anything you would like to add to that,
Yeah, it's
Chris?
interesting. Did she mention about her mother as well?
No, she didn't mention anything.
Didn't mention her mother.
No.
So I was wondering, the relationship she's got there, she didn't say anything about her mother. Is it something that her dad has done to her mother?
Possibly.
Is there something else behind it? I mean, we've been a bit detectives here, but it could be a lot of other reasons. We don't know how old she is. We don't know the relationship with the parents at the end of the day. And she could be just going through a phase, you know? Not just passing off saying it's a phase. There might be a very good reason behind it.
But it needs to be addressed, doesn't it?
Yeah, it needs to be addressed.
Nice
find out what's going on. Yeah.
Family
very
home
much
should
so.
be happy, shouldn't it? Not strained.
Yes. Anyway, saying that.
Yes, let's go to your points.
That's a deep one, isn't it? We're still working it out.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, what we're talking about, as you said, is being able to actually hold on to those goals. And we come to that time of year where we set those resolutions already. They're gone. And we've come to that period in the year where we say, well, look, what happened to it? What did I say I was going to do? What was my resolution? What was my goal in the first place? And it's all gone. Do you know that it says that 84% of people fail at actually keeping that resolution they started at the beginning of the year. 84%, that's quite a lot.
Yeah.
Now, the rest, they get through. But the thing about it is the whole word resolution means resolve. So we're saying, well, I want to resolve this at the beginning of the year. I want to resolve that. So we've got to be able to stick at it. So what I'm going to do now is give about 5 tips, right?
Okay.
Not saying they all follow after each other. They're just different tips that will actually help you to maintain that, right?
Yeah, okay.
Now, the first one I actually do it myself, and it's great. You've got to be a bit crazy in a sort of way and, get outside the limits in your head, right? And what you do is, it's called a vision board. We use that, TV, vision board, right? And what you do is get a magazine, or now it's different, like internet, Always telling me you've got to keep up with it, right? All right, get a magazine of something you like, something you're into. I don't know, houses, cars, whatever, family life, whatever, and start cutting out the image that are in there. Stick them on this card. All right, or on the internet, stick them, paste them on this card. Big piece of paper, big sheet. Put it where you can actually see it every day, right? Now, this is a way of actually kind of programming yourself because it's like when you say you're going to buy a red car. For the rest of the day, you just keep seeing red cars, don't you? And for some reason, you get drawn to that. It's exactly the same sort of thing. It's a vision board, And it keeps you focused on what you need, what you got. I do that with certain things like go to the bathroom, a mirror, there's something there in a corner, or somewhere else going, it's there. And it keeps you just saying, that's what it's about, that's what I'm doing, that's why I'm doing it, Vision board's really important. Here's another one, daily journal. Another good one, good tip. Now, what I'd suggest is something I've always said before. The night before, write down 3 things, 3 tasks that you got to do towards that goal. Right? Make sure you do it each night. Right, the next day, you've got a journal about it. Have them in that journal as well. Tick them off one by one. Set a time for it, that's another thing as well. What I do is on my mobile, I have reminders instead that says I've got to do this by this time, by that time. I'm not saying live a rigid life, I've got to go by this, go by that, but these are the goals that you want to achieve. So you've got to keep maintaining them in that sense. And the other one, which we use quite a lot in business instead, but people use it every day, is SMART. Yeah, SMART, the acronym, all right. Pacific, wow, it actually went from my head there. Measurable, attainable, and realistic, and timely. Right? Now, think about it.
Wasn't it relevant? I thought it was relevant.
Well, you can have relevant and you can have reality as well. We could try to submit away.
Still our own one.
Right?
It's
but
okay.
the thing about it is this. When you think about being specific, you've got to actually know what you want to accomplish in the first place, because we set these goals, but we don't actually know what do we want to actually accomplish out of it. All right? So let's say measurable. Measurable, timing. What's it going to feel like at the end? Have you visioned that already? What it's going to be like at the end? Attainable. What means? What have you got? What skills have you got to actually get this? Or who do you know? Who do you need to speak to as well? Reality of the situation is, what is your, counting up now, what do you actually need to do that? What is your circumstance at this time? Timely, you know what? Sometimes we set goals and you just go on forever. Yeah. Set a time on it. Have a time scale to know a time frame when you should have accomplished this. So it's really important, to do that. That's smart at the same time. So that's another good one to make sure you actually get through that, all right? Here's one I always like as well. Make yourself accountable. Make yourself accountable to somebody you trust about this goal that you're doing. Here we go. The other one, we're in the sort of, let's say, information age. You can make yourself accountable that way as well. There you go. You was talking about the Facebook before earlier on. I'm about to do so-and-so. Watch it though, because there's always someone going to say, have you done so-and-so? Yeah, that could be good. Sometimes, depends how daring and how sure you are about what you want to do. Or just keep it personal with somebody you know that you trust as well. Yeah. So that's another one. And here's the last one as well. Broken already? Broken already? A lot of people have done that. It's not a big problem. Don't beat yourself up over it. Oh, I didn't get that goal, I didn't do this. What do? Start all over again. You will do it. You will get through it. It'd be great. Every time you achieved it, each month you think, I've done that one. Tick that off. I've done that one.
You don't need a New Year's Eve.
No, you don't. You don't. Exactly. That's a very good point. You don't. You just start again. Start next month. But don't keep thinking, well, I'll just start next month. I'll start next month. Stick to the goals. Work at them. Do those tips. You will break through.
I think the mistake a lot of people make when they sort of make New Year's resolutions or goals, it's like more of a wish. They just just say, I want to, for example, I want to lose weight, or I want to write my book and stuff like that. And they don't actually sit down and really think about it and actually plan out, okay, how am I going to do this?
Right.
So for example, I want to lose 5 pounds. How am I going to do it? Okay, I'm going to exercise 3 times a week. I'm going to cut out this type of food and stuff.
Exactly.
They don't specify things.
No.
Because what I'm doing at the moment, I've done most of it, but I've actually planned out the whole year. So I have my different categories.
Right.
Yeah, I do things like that. My different categories, so I've got different areas like sort of the TV show, the book that I'm writing, my health, my marriage, all these kind of things.
Brilliant.
And under each thing I've put, okay, what's the goal? How am I going to do it? And I've set myself a monthly goal for each thing so I can keep on top of things.
That is excellent.
And it takes a lot of thinking, and it's tiring. It's like when I was sitting down to do it, my brain was actually tired, but I thought if I don't do it now and if I don't plan it out really well, I'm not going to do things properly. It's just going to be, oh yeah, I didn't do it again, or I didn't. Yeah. You really need to plan it out and stick to it, and like you're saying, and this is all going to go up somewhere that I can see the whole year. It's going to go up somewhere, but we need to keep things fresh. We need to plan things properly and then start, not just say, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then not do anything towards
it.
It
gives purpose.
It's not going to fall from the sky.
Exactly. Only you can do it.
Yeah.
It gives purpose to getting up in the morning at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's good to set these goals.
Yeah,
great
definitely.
stuff. There is a whole year.
Yep.
Brilliant.
All right, I've got to go now.
Watch this space.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Pleasure.
We're going to go to a break because afterwards we are going to be speaking to Joanna McGowan, and she'll also be performing her song Joy with her bandmates.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back, everyone, and now it's time to meet singer-songwriter Joanna McGowan. Hello, Joanna.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, how are you?
Good, thank you.
So you will be performing for us in just a little while, but we're going to chat to you first because you have quite a story, your journey here. Did you always know you wanted to sing from when you were small, would you say?
No, I spent a lot of years wanting to be a marine biologist.
Oh!
And I seem to remember meeting a woman that was a marine biologist that had had a really bad experience.
Oh.
And she put me off, and then I decided I wanted to do music.
But you must have had some interest in music up to that point, or it was something that wasn't even in your mind?
No, it was... My dad was a DJ, and it was always... Records always been played in the house, and I was surrounded by it, really, so...
Right. But did people tell you that you had a good voice, or was that something that you just kind of discovered afterwards?
Not really. I think I ended up doing this kind of week-long music workshop where we had to perform, and it was the first time I'd done it, and I seemed to get a good response, and I thought, I might be all right at this. Maybe I'll give it a go.
So how did you actually get into it properly?
After that week-long workshop, I went back to my school, and I hadn't chosen to study music, so I said to them, I want to study music, how can we make it happen? They told me I had to study it after school in my own time, kind of as an extra activity.
Oh, okay.
So then
How old are you at this time?
GCSE age, so 13, 14, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had a long day at school, and then you had to go home and study music.
Well, I studied it at school. It's kind of like 3 until 5:30, I think I studied it at school. And then went home, but it was once a week, so it was kind of all crammed into one.
Oh, gosh.
And then I finished school and went to music college.
Okay, how was that for you?
Yeah, it was fun. I made lots of contacts and met my band, and yeah, it was a really good experience.
Okay. And what would you say, because I know, because we have singers on every week, and they say it's quite a tough industry to be in. What is it tough for you, would you say, and how do you cope with that?
I guess it can be tough. I haven't found, so far I've been okay. I haven't really bumped into any of the mean guys that I've been told are out there. It's been good so far, but I'm only really dipping my toe in at the moment. I've not been doing it for a super long time. So at the moment I'm finding it okay. Obviously you meet some nasty people everywhere you go, but you just say, okay, that was that. I'll move on.
Okay. Now you write your own songs as well. So what inspires you to write?
Everyday life, things I see, people's posts on Facebook, conversations that I hear, kind of always listening and
listening out for things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Random things.
Does it take long to write a song for you?
It can take me 5 minutes, or it can take me 5 months. It depends if I'm finding it difficult, or I'm just, this is a song and I just write it quickly. It always varies.
And you're going to be performing Joy for us today. Yes. Can you tell us what that's about?
Yeah, Joy is about finding joy in the simple things in life, realising that you don't need expensive shoes, posh cars, a nice big house and everything that all your friends have got to make you happy, and that all you really need is your family and friendship and support and love, and that is enough to make you happy.
And why did you pick that particular song? What made you write that? Did you experience something yourself, or was it something you saw on Facebook?
It was a mixture of things, really. I think that's the way I've been brought up, to realise that material things aren't important and that you don't need them, and if you get them, that's a bonus, and it's something you should really appreciate. But also, I think from meeting friends that do have everything and aren't happy, and because they don't have the things that I do, which are a lot more valuable, that really, if they looked for them, they'd find them, but they don't.
Okay, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
So you're not here alone today, so you brought along your band members.
Yes,
Can you tell us about them? They're over there. Hi guys.
Hi.
Right.
This is my guitarist, Jack Richardson. He also is my co-producer, and my second guitarist, Elsa, who I met at music college, both of them.
Okay. Also, you've worked a few years together then?
Yeah.
Okay, and what's it like for you working together, Joanna?
It's good. It's fun.
You have to say that.
Yeah, with those cameras. But no, it's fun. We all get on really well, so it's not really a job.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, and your plans for the future? What's your biggest dream, would you say?
My biggest dream is a big tour and national radio support, and people singing the words to my songs and knowing them. That would be great.
Brilliant. Okay, that's great. So I wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you.
And we're just going to hear you singing in just a moment. So I'm just going to let the viewers know that if you want any more information about any of the guests that you've seen on the programme today, you can visit the website chrissybshow.tv. And if you have an inspirational story you'd like to share, you can email me on chris@chrissybshow.tv. But for now, let's go over to Joanna and her friends with the song Joy.
doesn't have a designer bag or a purse to match. She don't wear Jimmy Choos. She's never bought expensive shoes. She was raised on budget food and taught to not be rude. She learned to scrimp and save from such an early age. I don't see happiness in the house you buy or the car you drive, no. It don't mean a thing. I don't see successfulness in the jewels you wear or the cash you might have spent. It don't mean a thing. I have my family. Everyone's happy, and in that I find joy. No, he's never been to Hollywood. He spent his life just making good of what he has, and that ain't much, but it's enough. Oh, I don't see happiness in the house you buy or the car you drive, no. It don't mean a thing. I don't see successfulness in the jewels you wear or the cash you might have spent. It don't mean a thing. I have my family. Everyone's happy, and in that I find I don't see happiness in the house you buy or the car you drive, no. It don't mean a thing. I don't see successfulness in the jewels you wear or the cash you might have spent. It don't